we just have to stay focused, stay locked in, do what we know how to
It's
do.
really nice to have all that support.
Just run at them and just leave it all out there.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler, continuing to meet our class of 2025 Wheeling Athletic Hall of Famers. Today I'm joined by Wheeling Hall of Famer Rick Soos. Rick's been working stats for basketball, volleyball, and several other sports for several years here at Wheeling. And Rick, first of all, thanks for joining us. Tell me a little bit about what it means to you to be a Hall of Famer.
Zach, it is really an honor. This is something, I've been here a long time, and I will admit it's something that as my career went on, I actually thought about. And just to be recognized with so many people who have been here that I have known for many, many years, to be in a class with them, to be recognized with my peers, with people I went to school with, that I've worked with, it's quite an honor. Just to be with the athletes, they try so hard and achieve so much. And as a non-athlete working in athletics, still, we try to achieve also. We try to do the best that we can. And this feels like a recognition and a culmination of that.
And you started at Wheeling here as a student. Talk about your journey to Wheeling and kind of how you found the university and kind of got your path started here.
Sure. Well, coming out of high school, I started in college. I wasn't exactly sure where I was going, but I quickly decided I wanted to be an accounting major. So I needed to find a school that had an accounting major. And I wasn't sure where to go. I actually graduated at the age of 17 because I was one of the youngest in my class. And financially and really emotionally, I wasn't ready to move away somewhere. So I was looking more locally. So I decided to come to look at Wheeling Jesuit then. I came over, drove onto the campus for my first time I'd ever been here, fell in love with the school. Fell in love with the campus, the people, and that first day I knew I wanted to be here. And so I transferred. I spent my first 2 years at Ohio University Belmont in St. Clairsville, transferred here. Ed Youngkins, Home and Hageron were great getting me in here, and I became a student and came down to the athletic department and said, hey, I've done stats all my life, since I was a kid. Did it in high school. Do you have anything for me? They were able to hook me up with women's basketball first and then softball. That was 1989. Been here ever since.
And talk about what it's like to you to still be working with this athletic department after getting into it as a student.
It's really wonderful. When you come to a place, you never know, but here it's been like home. It's been a home to me. And to be able to continue all that time, it's really an honor, one, that they will have me here this long. A lot of places have a lot of turnover, especially in athletics. But I think the greatest thing about being here is the people. And that's why I stay. That's why I keep coming back. It is such an honor. It is so much fun and a privilege to come to work with Zach Ziegler, with Christy Benner, with Carrie Hanna, with Chris Richardson. And I have been so fortunate that over the 30-plus years, we've had so many good people that make it fun to come here, fun to show up, working the basketball table. We have Stan and Mark, Chris and Bill, and we all get along so well. We work together so well, and it's just, it's fun. It's great. And especially, in athletics, you look at what's happened at other schools. Like I said before, there's so much turnover. A new athletic director comes in, a new manager comes in, a new coach comes in, and you have people who may have worked at a place for decades, truly good people, good employees, committed to that school, and they're gone just like that at the whim of a new person. And the people who have come in here, the different athletic directors, the different sports information directors, the different coaches, the different managers, the different presidents, they've all kept me. And that's really, I'm fortunate that that's been the case, and I'm honored that they would keep me.
And for those watching who might not know some of the sports you work with, kind of tell us a little bit about what sports you work with and kind of what you do for each of them.
Well, my primary notoriety here is basketball. I keep the scorebook. I've been doing that since 1995, both the women's and the men's teams. I got my start in 1989 with women's basketball as the statistician. I did that for several years. Actually, what really ingrained me here and kept me here was softball. When I first started, as my first year here, they hooked me up with the softball team doing stats, and I did some coaching with the team. And that was really a seminal moment in my life because I had not done much in the way of worldly things. And this was the first time that I ever really got with a group, with a team, traveled with the team, knew the players, knew the coaches, was at all the practices, and involved. And that it actually made a huge impact on my life, having that opportunity. And it's because of that softball experience that I really felt welcomed and accepted at this school, and that I built the relationships with the other coaches in the other sports. And that was the impetus that got me really involved here and got me to stay here.
Currently joined by 2025 Wheeling Athletic Hall of Famer Rick Soos. And Rick, outside of Wheeling, you also do some other freelance stuff. You're an official scorer with MLB. You work with WVU and a bunch of other schools. Talk about some of those opportunities and kind of how they've helped you.
Sure. Well, of course, baseball was my thing. That was my favorite sport when I was a child. It's the only sport that I feel I can really do the statistics for by myself, without a spotter, without an input, without a helper. And with Major League Baseball, I remember particularly when I was a child, 11, 12, 13 years old, actually sitting on the floor of my bedroom listening to the games on KDKA radio because games weren't widely televised back then. Most games were only broadcast on radio. Sitting on my floor, keeping the scorebook, listening to the Pirates, thinking, boy, would I one day love to be the official scorer in Pittsburgh. And to think decades later that would actually come true, amazing. And I've been fortunate. I got my first job in Major League Baseball at the age of 18, working for Stats Inc. when they first started covering Major League Baseball or any sport on a national level. They hired me in that first season, and that got me the start. I was there doing that a long time. Then when Major League Baseball started expanding their data operations, they reached out to me and asked if I would join their team, which I did. I think that's been 9 years now. First in a job called Boss, and then when an official score opening happened in Pittsburgh, they contacted me, and they recruited me. I didn't know there was an opening. I didn't expect it. And I'll tell you the story of it. I was actually driving here to Wheeling to work a basketball game in November. I was coming across Wheeling Island. My cell phone rang. I saw that it was a New York number. Oh, I'm thinking, who do I know? Nobody's calling me from New York. I figure it's a spam call. So, of course, I didn't answer it. Plus, I was driving. Want to be safe. Don't answer phones while you're driving. And so I get here to the parking lot, and I saw they left a message. I listened to it, and here it's the son-in-law of the commissioner of baseball asking if I would come and be an official scorer in Pittsburgh. And, quite an honor. And I've been fortunate to work that many years in Major League Baseball and covering the Pirates. And I tell people I have been here so long that I was in Pittsburgh when the Pirates were good. And then they were bad, good again, and now they are what they are. But then other sports like WVU, I've been at WVU since 1993. When I went to grad school there, I started in football. I've been doing football ever since. I also do basketball. I do volleyball now. And the people down there, like at Wheeling, absolutely wonderful. And I've been fortunate, I guess, there to remain there despite their athletic director changes. But their sports communications department has kept the same people, very, very steady, great people. And it's a thrill to work with them.
And you've been working in sports all these years. Do you have a favorite moment or a favorite memory of working a game that kind of stands out to you?
There are, I can't say one in particular. The great thing about athletics is you never know what you're going to get. You can show up, it can be just a ho-hum, regularly scheduled game, and something spectacular can happen. I do have special fond memories of getting to work the 1991 National League Championship Series between the Pirates and the Braves, the 1994 Major League Baseball All-Star Game. I remember I got to work the wild card games a few years ago when Andrew McCutcheon, was on the team and they were good. There were things here in Wheeling. the year that the volleyball team won the national championship, they were good. They were really good. And having been in sports, I had an idea of good teams. And I remember we were hosting the regional. And we used stat crew back then, and we sat upstairs on the track. And we were probably in the semifinals. And I remember Chris Krieger and Kelly Klubert were up there. And it was in between matches. And I was standing with them, and someone said something. And I said, I'm going to tell you something. If we win this regional, we're winning the national championship, because I knew the team was that good. I could see that the team was that good. And so that was a fond memory. But then other things, there are small things. The bus trips, you ride on a bus with Christy Benner. I mean, it's usually a fun experience. But a lot of the things, not just games, but things that happen off the field, off the court, things like that. It's special memories. It's special people.
And finally, for someone who's going to see you get inducted to the Hall of Fame, who kind of has a dream of working in athletics, what advice would you give them to kind of go for their goals?
As someone with no athletic ability whatsoever, I can tell you that there is a place for you in athletics. If you're an athlete, that's great. You have that path. If you're not an athlete, there are also paths. There are paths for everybody and everything in life if you find the right path. The thing I would say, first and foremost, as a college athlete, is focus on your education. Focus on the academics. Those are important. Even though you might not seem that way as you're looking to advance in a sport, those are ingrained with you. They're with you forever. That's important. In your particular sport, though, focus. Work hard. Take your practices seriously. Have fun in the games. But make sure that you're always giving your best. You listen to your coaches. You do what needs to be done. And work hard, but enjoy it. Athletics, unfortunately, doesn't always last forever. As you get older, your skills erode. There's less you can do. This time is precious. Enjoy the time that you have and make the most of it.
Thanks, Rick. Once again, congratulations on being part of our Athletic Hall of Fame class. Can't wait to see you with everybody in October.
Hey, thank you so much.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
We just have to stay focused, stay locked in, do what we know how to
It's
do.
really nice to have all that support.
Just run at them and just leave it all out there.